The Chaunce Hayden Show is sponsored by Hover.com. Go to gfq.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. FreshBooks. FreshBooks is an easy-to-use online invoicing service that saves you time, gets you paid faster, and makes you look professional. Get started completely for free at freshbooks.com. And by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook by going to audiblepodcast.com/GFQ. Location provided by Sapphire New York. Visit them at nysapphire.com.
You think you have me all down, you think you have me, I will always be one step ahead.
Don't hurt me, for real. Ah! Ah! Look at her teeth! No, she has fangs! I'm not even kidding! Ah! 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 Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! Are you insane? You're listening to the Chaunce Hayden Show, live from the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club in New York City in the VIP room. Tonight, my producer is Shauna Thompson, who we thought quit the show last week, but she has somehow managed to return to the show. Shauna, we really thought we were never going to see you again. What happened last week? Why were you not here with us? It was the first show you ever missed.
I know. I had quite the migraine last week.
No, see, now I don't believe that because I know for a fact. You're talking to a gossip reporter. My job is to investigate people and to get dirt.
Yeah.
You, as the producer of the show, are somewhat of a celebrity now.
Oh, I don't think so, but okay, let's roll with it.
Since you are a celebrity, I had my spies follow you around the entire day.
Oh, okay.
And I know that last Wednesday, you were in a bar in Teaneck, New Jersey, intoxicated.
Yeah, after the fact. Remember what I texted you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what is your excuse?
I don't have an excuse. After that happened, I needed to do something about it.
So you went out and you had a few beers.
Yes.
All right. I don't know. I'm just letting you know that I'm following you.
Well,
There's no
that is
escape.
creepy.
There's no escape from my spies.
Yeah.
And Andrew and I had a long discussion about it. And we said, well,
everybody.
Shauna didn't come to the show, but she did have time to go out and drink.
Well, I didn't plan it to be that way, but I did tell you something through text message.
Yes. You're having personal issues in your
Yeah.
life.
So.
Right. But you are amongst friends here. When you have problems, especially drinking problems, you can come here and we will fulfill your needs. You don't need to go to bars in Teaneck, New Jersey.
Shauna's had like 6 of these. You see this?
Is Shauna hammered right now?
Yeah.
Shauna, are you really?
Yeah. Always. She's always drunk.
Yeah.
John, so you got to do something about her.
Shauna doesn't work with us anymore at the magazine, and it's a whole new Shauna. And I got to tell you, you have a glow on your face I haven't seen. You look happy. You look like you're a happy alcoholic.
That's depressing.
And I've seen all kinds of drunks, but you're at stage 1, I like to call it. And that's the happy stage.
Yeah.
So for all the guys out there, this is when you want to know Shauna. Because this is when you're beautiful, you're thin, you're young, you're happy, and you're completely shit-faced. This is the best time to know you.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
No,
I said, we'll roll with this one too.
All right. Well, anyway, I just want to let you know that we're watching you very closely. So, but welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
We missed you. We did miss you, and we love you, and we're here to support you. Just don't get too dark on us, because we're here to support you to a limit. There's a point where we no longer support you. Anyway, so last week I said at the end of the show that I was leaving for Portland, Oregon. And I did. I actually did it. And Shauna, how many trips have we taken in the car where I threatened to go to Portland, Oregon?
I want to count like 4 that I know of. Just recently, though.
In your heart, did you ever think I'd go on a jet and fly to Portland?
No.
Nobody did. Nobody ever believed it. I got on a plane and I went to Portland, Oregon. And I have to tell you, and I was just talking to 2 friends of mine before the start of the show, I've expelled my demons. Andrew, all the things that had you so afraid over the last couple of months, I think I've freed my soul from the horror that had become my life.
So no more ex-girlfriends,
No.
people threatening to kill you, and
No.
insane asylums.
No.
That's all over.
Suicide attempts, insane asylum.
New man.
New man. Back
No.
to myself.
I don't believe.
Back to the Chauncey we all know and love. I really am.
Yeah, but this is the only Chauncey I know and I love.
The suicidal one.
Yeah, that's the only one.
No. So you prefer me to be suicidal, crazy, drunken Chauncey?
Yeah, actually I do.
You do.
Yeah.
You don't, because it stresses you out too much. You can't handle it. I'm so much better now. I'm so much happier. I'm in a happier place. I spent the weekend with, and for people that watch reality shows, you're gonna know this person. So if you ever watch Celebrity Rehab, I spent the weekend with Carrie Ann Panache. Panache.
Panache. You don't even know who you spent the.
Why do you say Panache when it's Panache?
Because it's Carrie Ann Panache.
But it's Panache.
She told you.
Yes.
Okay.
Where do you get Panache from?
Access Hollywood.
Because they
Celebrity
say
Rehab.
They say Panache,
Yeah.
and because I say Panache, you're gonna back them. You're gonna support them.
You also call
And
her
turn your back on
Shauna.
me.
You call her Shauna, and you call Jessica. So I don't know who to believe.
So you
And you don't even know what
have a
network you work
have a
on.
mathematical formula. You take everything I say now and you add my accent. You subtract and make changes accordingly based on my accent.
Well, why don't we do this? What's my last name?
Zarian,
Oh, wow. What company do you work for?
the GFQ network,
Where can people see you live?
GFQlive.tv.
Wow, for the first time you got it right. He's good under
Motherfucker.
pressure.
There you go. No, I'm damn good under pressure. So can we say Panache or is it Panache? Now I forget.
Whatever you want to call it.
Anyway, I spent the weekend with her, and it was the greatest weekend of my entire life. First of all, she just had a baby, little Preston, and I got to tell you, little Preston is the luckiest kid in the world because little Preston's father is worth about $100 billion. And I kid you not, I watched Carrie roll up in front of the Benson Hotel in Portland, Oregon, in a decked-out Cadillac SUV, something like you've never seen before. This girl is never gonna have to work again a day in her life. I didn't pay a dime the whole time I was in Portland, Oregon. And this little kid, Preston, he's got every little baby. He was born like 6 days ago. He's got every little baby gadget you can imagine. Their life is perfect. I almost didn't come back. There was a moment where I was told by the powers that be in Oregon, you don't have to go back to the East Coast. Just park your ass right here in Portland, and you will have the greatest life you've ever had, that you could ever imagine. You know how hard it was to get on that plane and come back? Carrie Ann, man, if you watch that show, you don't know this girl. And I love trashing celebrities. I love hammering the snookies in the world. And believe me, it would be so much fun to sit here right now and kill Carrie Ann Panache. Is that good, Andrew? Is that going to get us through the show if I say Panache?
That's fine.
All right. Carrie Ann Panache. But I can't do it. She's so fucking nice. We never paid for anything. She went out and partied till the sun came up. And if you ever could imagine the scene from The Hangover when they all wake up in the hotel room, that was our hotel, Benson Hotel in Portland. We had a suite. Every morning we woke up, there were hair extensions. We don't even know who the hair extensions belonged to. They were just laying all over the floor. There were the wires for the smoke detectors dangling from the ceiling. We still haven't found the smoke detectors. The curtains were torn down. The TVs were smashed. Couches turned over. Every morning we woke up. This is what we woke up to. It was insane. It was insane. So needless to say, Portland rocked. Can I live there for the rest of my life? I don't know. I will tell you this. We went to a strip club one night, and when we got back to the room, there were 7 strippers in that room and me. 1 penis and 7 strippers. And if you can beat a night like that, and Andrew, I know you can't. Shauna, maybe you can. But I know Andrew can't.
I can or I can't?
You can't. Have you ever had a night with you and 7 strippers
No.
in a suite of a hotel room?
No.
That was my life for 5 days.
How do you still do this though? Like, you're not 20
What?
years old anymore.
I'm 28.
Yeah, an awful looking 28.
I look really bad for
Yeah.
28, but I'm 28.
But how do you? I
Yeah.
don't understand. Like, at any point do you just say, I can't do this anymore. I'm way.
You say that when the Viagra runs out. That's what you do. You
All right.
keep taking Viagra, and you just swallow it like it's M&Ms. And when the Viagra runs out, you're done. Actually, I stand corrected. It's not bad. It's Cialis. Cialis is so much better. Cialis goes for 3 days. You take one Cialis, and for the next 3 days, you're good to go. I mean, when I say good to go, like you're 12, like just discovering puberty for the first time. You can't even urinate. You're so erect. You're so erect on Cialis for 3 days, you can't urinate. It just builds up in your bladder.
For 3 days straight? Isn't that uncomfortable?
No. Not when there's 7 strippers in the room. Someone just asked if it was uncomfortable to be on Cialis for 3 days, and have an erection. When you have 7 strippers and they're online waiting for their turn, the answer is no. Because you got to perform. You got to be able, when you're the only dude in the room, you got to perform. And may I say, and I'll say it right here and now, I was a rock star. Nobody performed like I did. And I could have kept going. Like, I wasn't ready to stop. They stopped. I wasn't ready to stop. And for a 28-year-old guy, Andrew, that's hard to do.
It's really hard, I know.
When you're 28 and you got to keep going like that, for what, Shauna?
No, I was just gonna say. Normally, you have me put earmuffs on, and now I just heard all.
Because
that.
you don't work
So
for
it
the
defeated
magazine anymore, and I
purpose.
don't have to worry about you going back to the office.
but I
and-
just had to not eat my food.
Because
and
there
put
were some
earmuffs
things
on.
I didn't want you to eat. There are certain things that are so bad and disgusting that I still don't feel. I have to drive home with you. So I don't feel comfortable driving home with you, knowing certain things about me. I don't mind you knowing that I was with 7 strippers in a room for a couple of days on Cialis. But there are certain things I tell Andrew before the show that I'm not willing to tell you. Do you understand that?
I do, but you should probably know that I'm already judging you just by knowing that you were with 7 strippers.
Whatever your judgment is of me, Shauna, at this point, it's not as bad as it would be if I told you the things I tell Andrew.
Oh my
Right
God.
before the start of the show.
No, but, even on a Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, like Chaunce will call me and be like, "Oh, you want to hear about life?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then how do you live with yourself?
It's hard.
With all the things that go on in
It's
your
hard.
life.
It's hard.
Like I just don't understand how you do things.
It's hard. There was one down moment of the whole weekend, and there are things that you say that you can't believe you're saying, and this is one of those moments. I'm in the shower.
I love you, marry me.
I listen. If I want,
Let's have a baby.
all those things are possible.
Carrie Ann, can I adopt your child?
Remember the last show we thought that maybe the child was mine?
I still think it's yours.
No, the child's not mine. The child has thick black hair. There's no bloodline in the Hayden bloodline that has thick black anything. so trust me, the child. I can tell you for a fact this child's not mine. But I will tell you this. So I'm in the shower of another woman's house. The woman who, Carrie Ann actually does love me. I think if I wanted to, I could probably marry Carrie Ann. She wants to be married to me.
But we talk about this whole time. What is it about you? And I talk to random people. I'm like, I just don't understand. These women love him.
Women love me. There were 3 women in Oregon, all who are. And all right, this is gonna. We all know I hate myself, right? I think I'm the ugliest man in the world. I think I'm horrible. I see nothing good in me. But I will tell you this, so you know when I say this, it's for real. For some bizarre reason, there were 3 women in Oregon. None of them knew each other, and it was like the perfect storm. They were all there when I was dropped in from the air. There's Jenny McShane. Jenny, who might be listening to the show. Jenny McShane, have you ever seen the movie on HBO, Shark Attack Megalodon? Why? What is with that snort? I just heard across the room.
Sorry, I missed that.
There's a movie called Shark Attack Megalodon. Jenny McShane is the star of the movie. It's about a shark, and it eats a lot of people. It's like Jaws, only the shark's a little more aggressive, a little bigger. Anyway, so Jenny's a Hollywood actress, and I love Jenny. Jenny and I dated many, many years ago, and she's been on the cover of Stepping Out, and she's this beautiful blonde. She looks like Sharon Stone. If you can picture Sharon Stone, Jenny looks exactly like Sharon Stone. You can look her up, Jenny McShane. So anyway, Jenny McShane happens to be living in Portland right now. Heidi, and I'm just going to use her first name to protect the innocent. Heidi is a a girl who I've dated in the past who now lives in Roseburg, Oregon. Then there's Carrie Ann from the reality show Celebrity Rehab and Sex Rehab, who also is living in Portland now. So there's these three women who I've had ties to over the years, all in Portland at the same time. So I get hammered out of my mind. And when I'm hammered, I'm so irresponsible. I thought for some reason it would be a great idea to invite all three of these women to a bar and just party. So I got Jenny McShane, Heidi, and Carrie Ann all in the same bar, and we're drinking like there's no tomorrow. You've never seen looks and stares a lot like this in your life. And it's like, all right, Chaunce, what do you do now? What do you do? What do you do? You got to. At that point, you have to pick and choose. You got to pick your poison.
How old is everybody? What's their age?
Jenny is in her 30s. Carrie is in her late 20s, and Heidi's probably in her early 30s. So, but as things turned out, Heidi and Carrie became best friends and are now a lesbian married couple living in Portland, as far as I know. Jenny, not so much. I don't think Jenny liked any of them, but it's a disaster. It's a mess. But the point of the story is, and that's not the bad side of the story. So the point of the story is, so I'm living in this girl Heidi's house in Roseburg, Oregon for 2 of the days. And I'm in the shower. And it was the night after the orgy. And believe me, when I say orgy, no one knows what an orgy is anymore. There's no just this was an orgy. This was 7 strippers and a guy in a bed. And Andrew, I know you're so gay that you can't. What would you do in that situation? If you had 7 strippers and you were in a bed in Roseburg, Oregon, what would you do?
I would take a handful of Percocets and call myself Chaunce Hayden.
Could you handle it? Seriously, it's a hard.
Yeah.
It sounds
No,
like,
I
it sounds like
probably
your
can.
dream moment.
No, it's not a dream moment.
It's one of the hardest things you ever imagine.
Yeah.
Seriously,
We had a discussion off the air.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's
to
very
deal.
difficult.
It's hard, real hard.
When it involves more than
you're
2
dealing with
people.
7 personalities. You're dealing with everyone gets drunk a different way. Everyone's high on something. Everyone's drunk.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And everyone responds differently to booze and drugs. So you're trying to negotiate through 7 completely different intoxicated personalities naked in a bed in Roseburg, Oregon. Try it. I dare anyone to try it. It's not easy to do. It takes a lot of work. And to pull it off and everybody leave happy. Try it. It's hard. So anyway, I'm doing that. I'm involved in this situation. Next morning, can you imagine the what's on your body? You need a paint chipper. I'm chipping things off my body the next morning. There are things stuck to you. There are things glued to your body that you can't even identify. Like there's no words to try and explain what it is. Things are just stuck to you the next morning. So I'm in the shower, scrubbing myself down. And you don't know what brushing your teeth means until you've been with 7 strippers for like 8 hours. When you brush your teeth, you're not just brushing your teeth. You might be saving your life. Like you're literally trying to. You brush your teeth as if you're saving your life. That's what it's like.
By the way, because I'm looking at Carrie Ann's bio,
Yes.
and boy,
What?
I don't know, it's just a
What?
lot of craziness, man, from Celebrity Rehab and just hiding
Yeah.
the meth in the teddy bear
Yes.
and punching a cameraman.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes. Yes.
Oh my
It's
God.
craziness. It's total craziness.
Material.
Sounds
yeah,
like-
she's perfect for you.
Can I tell you something? She is. No, she would be the perfect wife. She don't believe what you read. Okay, she did crystal meth for the first few months of pregnancy, but once she realized she was having a baby, she stopped. So don't judge. Do not judge. No, Carrie Ann is like my soulmate, my sister. Wait a minute. Can I go back one step? I love her. I love Carrie Ann. It's my kind of person. I love her. She gets me. Andrew, you've never gotten me.
Well,
She gets
listen,
me.
I don't think she's doing that great in her life. She went from McSteamy to you.
No, the big deal. Well, for people who don't know what I'm talking about, Carrie Ann, was it 2 years ago? Besides all the other things she made news for, she was involved in a video threesome with Rebecca Gayheart and McSteamy, Eric Dane from what's it? Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy. So she had a wild threesome. I think it's still on the internet. I think you can look it up and you can still see it. So Carrie got a little crazy, but you know something? We all do that, don't we? Don't we all hook up with Hollywood stars and get a little nuts once in a while? It happens. It happens to all of us. Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge, Andrew?
I'm not judging. I've learned not to judge anything in your life.
I love this woman.
Because they'll kick the door open and accuse me of saying bad things about them.
Love Carrie, love Heidi, and I gotta be honest, I love Jenny. So you wonder how the Mormon lifestyle happened in the Northwest. I think I understand why now. You get something about the fresh air. I think you get so horny up there that you just got to marry everyone you meet. So I could see these 3 women as my wives. I could see moving to Oregon and having Jenny McShane and Heidi and Carrie Ann as my wife. Would that be so wrong? Would it be so bizarre to have these three people as my wife?
I think Shauna and I both agree that this would be the best thing for you. It would be the most normal thing for you to do.
Well, the point of the story is this, actually. So I'm in the shower and I'm scraping all this sex crud off my body from the night before, the sediment, it's like cement. It just hardens on your skin, and I'm scraping it and pulling it off. And little did I know that the person who I'm staying with has 2 bulldogs, giant 80-pound bulldogs, and one of them is staring at me while I'm in the shower, just looking at me with that bulldog face. And I'm trying to ignore it. And I'm soaping, scraping. And this actually happened. And I can't be more sincere or honest than I'm about to tell you. So while I'm soaping myself down, a giant bulldog grabbed on to my nutsack with its teeth and hung off the floor, dangling from my balls. I swear to Jesus Christ this happened. And I took my fist, and as hard as I could, I punched this bulldog in the face. And to this, right now as we speak, I have fang marks in my nutsack from a bulldog that was dangling from it. That was the only downside of the whole weekend in Oregon, was the bulldog dangling from my nutsack.
Did it hurt as bad as the vampire and that other girl we had?
Yeah, it was worse than that. There's something about your nutsack that doesn't... There's a sensitivity to a man. Shauna, you probably wouldn't realize this because I don't know if you ever had a nutsack. But there's something about your balls. And as you get older, your nutsack dangles a little lower than it probably should. And I guess to this bulldog, you know, while I was aggressively scrubbing, my balls are banging back and forth against my thighs. And it probably looked like a giant bone.
Thanks for the visual.
If you can imagine like a dog toy, he probably thought it was a giant dog toy. And he was just sitting there wagging his little bulldog tail. And when the moment was right, first of all, I didn't know bulldogs could jump. Did you know a bulldog can jump about 6 feet in the air?
Well, I guess if they want a toy bad enough, they'll do that.
So this little giant flat-faced bulldog with all the wrinkles in its face, leaped up and latched onto my nutsack and wouldn't let go until I smashed it in the face. And that was really the only downside of the whole week. And you know how many times when you're bitten in the nutsack, I don't know if anyone's ever been bitten in their nutsack, how you inspect it, even when you don't see damage, you can't look enough. Like there's something about a guy in that part of your anatomy where you look and you can't believe how many, you can't stop looking. I was in a position I didn't know my body was capable of. I actually was like a pretzel, turning my nutsack sideways, looking for any possible damage. It was like looking at an aircraft before you're about to fly, making sure there wasn't one hole in my bag. And I don't know how the dog did it. It was latched. And the fact that I still have balls is amazing, that they didn't just get torn off my body. But that was the only downside of the trip. Beyond that, I have to say that Portland, Oregon is a place where I could live there. I could totally live there. So that was my trip, everybody, and I did come back. It wasn't, and you know, Andrew, it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't come back. I think it was you.
Why are you here for me?
Because I think you need me.
I do.
I think you need me. I think if I didn't come back, you would have been heartbroken.
Yeah.
I really do believe that.
I would have. I think we have a good relationship here.
Yeah.
You have a very good thing going. You're gonna ruin it.
Yeah, I would have ruined it.
Yeah.
I would have.
I'm gonna leave to some country in Europe.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my trip. Also, before we go to our guest, and by the way, tonight what we're going to be doing, and this is the first time for the Chaunce Hayden Show, and I'm excited about this, and I want to make this a regular feature of the show. It's Guess My Fetish. We have this beautiful woman on the show tonight who apparently has this bizarre fetish, and the point of the segment is to round robin, ask questions about the fetish, and see if we can guess what the fetish is. So this should be a great new segment to the show. Besides that, another new segment to the show is Asshole of the Week, which we do for Stepping Out Magazine every week, but I never really talk about it on the air. So we want to start that, and let me just say this. Last week's asshole, and I thought I'd get a lot of hate for this, and I didn't, was Beyonce. And I really thought a lot of people would be pissed at me because she did the MTV Awards last week, and she announced that she was preggers, and everyone in the media was bragging about it and saying what a great thing this is, and how after all the earthquakes and the floods and the hurricanes, that at least we had finally had some positive news in the press about Beyonce's baby. And I'm watching this, and my first reaction, and it's still my reaction, is fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I hate her. I hate Beyonce. And I hate the fact that she's fucking pregnant. And I could give a fuck about her fucking little belly. And the whole thing was sickening to me. So I made her asshole of the week. And instead of getting hate, I have to say, dozens and dozens of text messages and emails. Everyone was right on. People hate her. People hate her. And people can't stand her. And I got to tell you, one of the things I've discovered about her 4 years ago that makes me really hate her is that fucking wig. That blonde, nappy, frizzy wig that she wears on her head. And I'm one of the only people in the world, and this is an exclusive on the GFQ network, I got to see that thing off her head. I actually got to see that nappy blonde. It's not even blonde. It's mocha blonde. It's like a color blonde I've never seen before. It's like when a black person wants to be blonde, and if they get too blonde, they look like a hooker. So they go with that mocha blonde. That still, you look like a hooker, and all the frizziness pops out of it. Well, anyway.
You got to see it off her head?
I got to see it off her head.
How do you do that?
Because there's a place, I'm not going to name the place, because I don't want to get you sued, Andrew, because I'm that kind of guy.
Thank you.
But there's a place in Paramus, New Jersey, that manages her hair. They're the ones that when all the little frizziness falls out onto the stage, they replace it at this facility in Paramus. So I was there. They advertised in the magazine, and I went there to collect some money for an ad, because I do those kind of things too at the magazine.
Collecting money.
Fuck you. Don't be a douchebag. Can I just tell you why? So I was just there, right? I was just there at this facility, and a woman who I happen to know that works there says, "You want to see something really cool?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course. I always want to see something really cool." She goes, "You got to see this." She goes, "You know Beyonce, the singer?" I'm like, Yeah. She goes, "Come with me." She goes, "Her wig that she wears is in this back room. we're adding hair to it." She goes, "I'm not supposed to. No one's supposed to see this. I'm going to show you." She takes me into this room, and on one of those little foam heads, the foam heads that people put shit on.
Yeah.
So there's this brown, and it's odd that's a brown foam head. I don't know if that's on purpose, but it's a brown foam head, and on it is this thick, crazy, mocha blonde, multicolored wig. And she goes, "That's Beyonce's hairpiece. It costs $60,000 in hair. 60 grand of hair on this fucking thing." And whenever I look at it, I just think, whenever I see her, I know that hair. I've seen it. I've seen it off her head on a foam head. It's the most disgusting, nappy-looking thing you could ever imagine. So whenever I see it, and at the MTV Awards, when she's pointing out her belly with that thing on her head, it just pisses me off. It just pisses me off that she's such a phony. She's such a fake.
What do you think her hair looks like? Like her real hair?
You
think it's like super short?
No, it's short. It's pulled back. And it's greasy and nappy and disgusting. And when you wear these wigs all the time, you keep pressing your head down into into your scalp. It's disgusting. It's probably infested with fucking bugs. There's no air. There's no ventilation. It just wears this little hat thing on her head. She's disgusting. She's pathetic, and she's married to this guy Jay-Z, who what is he, in his late 30s now, and still wears his hat. In his 40s, still wears his hat on sideways like he's 15 years old, with his pants down by his dick and his asshole, and grabbing his crotch, smiling with his little undershirt on. And the media, and the mainstream media, with all the poverty and all the unemployed people and all the foreclosures, and you got to hear some beautiful blonde reporter say, despite all the terrible news and the stock market news, at least we finally have a positive story. Beyonce is pregnant.
Oh my God!
Does not that drive you fucking crazy? Do you not want to just punch your fist through the sheetrock when you hear that?
Well, you know, any kind of celebrity worship drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I heard the same stuff about Lady Gaga with that shtick she did where she was that guy. She was dressed up like a guy.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
And they go, oh, she's such a great actress, and she's doing theater, and she's doing. I'm like, it was awful. There was nothing creative about it.
No, it's been done a billion times by a billion people. So you're ugly. You look like a guy because you're ugly. Because you're so ugly, you can pull it off. You look like a guy without the makeup. I thought her name was Joe before she put the fucking black wig on. She looks like a dude.
Do you remember
to me.
all the rumors that she was a tranny?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that? Like, early in her career?
She's not an attractive woman. She's a very ugly woman. Chaz Bono is more attractive than Lady Gaga.
It's another thing.
But Chaz,
Like
Chaz Bono. Does anybody want to see Chaz Bono on Dancing with the Stars?
Bono.
What happened?
Bono.
And why do they call
Bono.
Bono?
Chaz Bono.
Bono.
Bono is a singer in U2. Bono.
There's Bono from U2, and there's Bono.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to see Chaz? And what happened to celebrity Dancing with the Stars? Is Chaz a celebrity? Is Chaz a celebrity?
I'm going to say something, Chaunce. Is it a woman or a man, in your opinion?
Well, I'm gonna answer that. It's a woman, because you can't be born a woman and become a man. You can't do it. I don't care what you sew onto your clitoris. You're still a woman. If I fucked Chaz Bono, what is it, Bono or Bono?
Bono.
If I fucked Chaz Bono, I'd be gay. I don't care how thick her beard is, or how close she covers, her scalp. She's a dude.
But she's
I mean,
a
she's a
woman.
guy. I mean, she's.
Oh,
she's
you
a
think
guy.
she's a guy?
She's a dude. Yeah. I mean, she's a guy. I mean, she's a dude. I mean, she's a girl.
What do you is she a guy or a girl to you? What do you consider her?
I don't know. I don't know what she is. I don't know what she is. I don't know. No.
Because like
She's
in the
a
media,
girl.
in the media, listen,
Is what I'm
in the
trying to
media
say.
they're making her out to be, they keep calling her him. He's gone through a lot and he's done so much.
Him or
And
her?
They keep calling her a him.
I just
and
love
I
confusing
can't understand that because it's the
Yes.
same as if I went around saying now I'm a woman and everybody was forced to accept the fact that I'm a woman.
Everybody has accepted that.
Everybody has accepted
Yeah,
that
we
already.
do accept
but
that with you.
Exactly.
Like,
so it's almost
you're
the
an
same.
exception to the rule.
I
We do
am.
accept that you're
Okay.
a woman.
I am.
But Chaz, I can't accept that she's a man. Is that better?
But the media is interesting because the media
What?
just
What?
the media
What?
is blowing her with her prosthetic dick. Like they're all over her because
But
because
they-
because they're such celebrity whores. All of these Access Hollywood and all of them.
She
You
doesn't
go,
have
oh,
a dick.
Oh,
She doesn't have a dick.
But she has like a prosthetic one she wears probably.
No, I don't think she does.
You don't think so?
No. She cut her boobs off, and she takes the hormones to grow a beard.
No, it's a fat dude.
But you couldn't suck her dick and get her hard. You know what I'm saying? What they do, they take the clitoris.
Oh, they made a penis?
Do you want to know what they do or not?
I didn't.
Do you want to know what?
I don't know about trannies. You
Do you want to know what they do, or do you not
I
want
do
to
want
know?
to know. I do want to know.
I will explain.
Okay.
Because I know what they do. This is what they do, and this is what they did for Chaz.
Okay.
They take a scalpel,
I sure hope it's a scalpel.
and this is what they do. A woman, explain to you what a woman's anatomy is. A woman has something called a clitoris. Shauna, If you don't know what that is,
Earmuffs.
it's like Shauna. No, Shauna, you can join the discussion with this. Shauna, a clitoris, and if I'm wrong, you tell me, is where you pee out of. You pee from your clitoris, so therefore it is your penis. It is a woman's penis. Am I right?
No.
Shauna, do you pee from? No comments from the people. We'll get to you guys in a second. Shauna, do you pee from the clitoris? Yes or no?
According to them, no.
Shauna, give Shauna the mic for a second. Give Shauna the mic. Shauna, when you urinate, does it come out of your clitoris?
No.
Where does it come? Where does your pee come from? Shauna, where does your pee come
I'd
from?
prefer this to be in earmuffs.
Shauna, do you not pee from your clitoris?
Chauncey knows nothing about anatomy.
I know exactly where the urine comes from.
Chauncey, it's simple. Women urinate out of their hands.
No, they do not. No, Shauna, I'm going to explain to you. You probably don't even know where your pee comes from. When a woman goes number 2,
Number 1.
That's the end.
By the way, you have 10
Wait,
minutes.
you don't know where I'm going with this. I know what number 2 is.
Wait a minute. You just spoke about having this crazy orgy with 7
Yes.
strippers,
Yes.
and yet you have no idea
Yes.
what anything is.
I'm telling you, if you let me finish, you're interrupting. A woman, Andrew,
Yes,
has a clitoris. Do we all agree on that?
we do.
Is there any debate about that? Shauna, nod your head yes or no. Do you have a clitoris? All right.
Some people say it may be a myth.
No.
Some
What?
people say it's a myth. There is no clitoris.
No, there is a clitoris.
It's imaginary.
No, there is women do have a clitoris. You have to search harder for some than you do others. What they do when a woman wants to, we've had this discussion on the show before. Shauna, what's the fruit with all the layers? Yeah,
An onion?
No, not an onion.
An
Not
avocado?
an avocado. Thank you. Some vaginas look like an avocado, and you have to pull back a few layers before you get the clitoris. And sometimes the clitoris, it looks like a pumpkin stem, and it tends to protrude from the fruit. What I'm trying to explain to you with the clitoris.
Chaz has a penis.
Chaz has a pumpkin clitoris.
No, well, according to the chat room, Chaz has a pumpable prosthetic penis where she pumps it and it erects.
No, that's not true. That's a fallacy. Don't believe that.
It's a fallacy.
What I'm trying to say is that what Chaz has, it's a pumpkin stem that has been designed by the surgeons that protrudes. It's really her clitoris that has been now pushed forward and enhanced to look like a penis.
It's called a metoidioplasty.
It's what I'm trying to say is that what it's called is metoidioplasty.
Metoidioplasty?
It's a metoidioplasty.
It's an Irish cab driver you just described.
It's a metoidio. What I understand it to be is a metoidioplasty, and it's like a pumpkin stem that dangles from her private region, and what people think that is, it's an artificial penis, but it in fact is not. Do you have any other questions about Chaz that you'd like to ask?
No, but I do like a Sex 101 with Chauncey Hayden. If you're interested in learning more about sex with Chauncey,
Yes.
you could take his class at the Paramus County College, where he's going to be conducting this lesson the entire semester.
Every week.
Every
This is what
week.
we're going to do now from the on.
Yeah.
At the 8:20 mark of every show, we will do 10 minutes of sex education.
Okay, that's a great
and
idea.
I will explain a part of the anatomy for both men and women that needs to probably be discussed.
What do we learn about next week?
We'll discuss that after the show, but
Yeah.
I think we've learned enough this week that it will probably hold us over, and we can now take a break. And
Yeah.
when we come back, we're going to talk to our guest about what her favorite fetish is. It's going to be called Guess Your Fetish. We'll be back right after this break. We're back, and you're listening to the Chaunce Hayden Show on the GFQ network. We're broadcasting live from the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club in New York City, the world's greatest strip club in the VIP room. Shauna, my producer, back from last week's vacation. Glad to have you back. Andrew Zarian, the CEO, doing the board of the GFQ network. And, of course, my guest tonight, who I'll refer to as D.
That works.
Simply D.
I'm simple somewhat.
All right.
Not
So
really.
we want to do a new segment to the show, D, where we want to guess your fetish. You seem to me like a very sexual person.
I've been known to be rather sexual
You
in my time.
you see, you have great hair.
Thank
Hair turns me on. Like my
She does have good hair.
yeah.
Thank you.
The only way I can really masturbate is to think of a girl rubbing her hair on my legs and balls while I play with myself. So you have that kind of hair.
Well, before or after the bulldog grabbed your nutsack?
I'm trying to forget that. That was a
Okay.
horrible story that we're trying to not relive.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? You have the kind of hair that even if a bulldog was hanging from my nutsack, I could probably still orgasm because your hair is just soft enough and long enough.
Oh.
So you win that award.
Yes. What do I
Andrew comes in second.
Andrew does have great.
He does have
I have
know,
excellent hair.
It's
I gotta
it's,
say.
it's ridiculous. It's so it's
When
everybody-
I met you last week, I kind of wanted to play with it.
Yeah, everybody
You
wants to play with Andrew.
I
play
might
around.
later. I
Yeah,
might
yeah,
just kind of,
yeah.
you know.
Thank God he's gay.
Yes.
Okay, so before we want to ask you a couple questions before we end the show. We want to find out what your fetish is.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is a round robin where me, Andrew, and Shauna all get to ask you a question, and the first one that guesses your fetish wins.
Okay.
I'm gonna start it off.
Okay. Now, can I give hints or just
Yeah,
yes or
no,
no's?
well, no hints yet.
Okay.
Right, Andrew, no hints.
No
We'll
hints.
do the first
No,
round,
no-
no hints.
no
then
hints.
No hints.
Yeah.
If we get really stuck, we'll ask for hints. but
Okay.
I'll start first.
And the chat room could play too.
Yeah, chat room can play as well.
Okay.
My first question: does it involve body fluid of any type?
No.
Okay, Shauna, Andrew, you go.
Let Shauna go
All right,
first.
Shauna, you want to go?
Oh
Oh no!
well, mine was if it involved poop, which I guess is bodily fluid, right?
Yeah, no.
Well, you have to think of
So,
another question.
Yeah, just making sure. I didn't know.
Okay.
Nope.
Does it involve food?
It can.
It can involve food. Okay. Wow.
That changes my question.
I know it. I think I know it
Because
already.
my question was, is it a round robin? But now we know it's not.
Okay.
What?
Because you totally went over your head, Sean.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
No.
Is it around? Do you know what that means? No. Go
Because you
ahead.
said we're going to be doing a round robin.
Well,
What are you talking
Like,
about?
oh, we're going to
wait,
be doing
do
a
you mean
round
does
robin.
it involve multiple
No.
people? Is that what you were asking?
No.
You
It
asked
was a
your
joke
question.
that nobody got except for me, maybe two other
And
people.
your
Just
hair?
answer the question.
You and
my
your hair.
God.
So it could involve eating.
Could involve what?
Eating? Food?
It can.
Okay. Does it involve art in any way?
No.
Okay.
All right. Does it involve your vagina?
No.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Very good. Very good question, Chauncey.
Doesn't
Very
involve
good.
your vagina. Okay, Shauna.
The answer is no.
The answer is no. It does not involve these vagina.
I'll go out on a limb and ask if it involves any animals.
God, I hope not.
Oh, thank God.
No, it doesn't. It
Doesn't
doesn't.
involve your vagina.
So it doesn't involve the vagina.
No.
As
No
Chauncey would
animal.
say.
No
And
bestiality.
no animals.
Could involve food.
It
Doesn't-
can.
Does it involve? Is it doing it in different places, like public places? Is it voyeurism?
Not public. It's private places.
Okay.
Does it involve your anus region?
No. Thank
Well,
God.
there's no reason to even
Okay,
ask him more
so-
questions then. This isn't that much of a fetish. All right, no, but we'll keep going. We're going to get it. Go ahead.
I
Go ahead,
don't know
Shauna.
if you
We're
guys
going to
are
we're
gonna
going to
get
get
it.
it.
I
We're
don't-
going to get it.
we'll
Just
see.
relax. We'll get
see.
it. We'll get
I'm
it.
relaxed.
We'll get it.
Does it involve role play, like dressing up?
Yes.
I think I got it.
You want to guess?
Yes.
If you guess, wait. If you guess and you guess wrong, you're eliminated from the competition.
Oh!
No.
If you guess, you can't just guess. There's got to be a punishment to guessing wrong. If you're willing to guess and you guess wrong, you're eliminated.
Because I got such a good guess.
Do you want to guess? Because if you
Because
guess,
it
you guess wrong,
involves. Because I put together that involves food.
All right.
Or it can. It can. Not necessarily.
It involves a private place.
yes.
And role playing.
And role playing.
If you guess wrong, you're eliminated. Do you want to guess, or you want to ask a question?
I'm going to take this.
Seriously. All right. Go ahead.
I'm going to risk it.
Go ahead.
I'm going to risk it.
I'm
ahead.
excited.
Does it involve you pretending you're Pauly Shore
Oh, come
and
on.
going
you
to the
stop.
Playboy
Now, you're making a
Mansion
joke of the
and
game.
seducing
no,
young
no,
playmates?
Andrew, no, you eliminate yourself from the game. If you're going to do that, you're going to be
Okay,
eliminated.
fine. I have a real question.
All right.
So it doesn't involve. Does it involve any kind of leather, like
Yes.
latex?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So
that
are you
seems-
into latex?
I can be.
So you were just asking a question then. That wasn't a
Yes,
guess. All
that
right.
wasn't a guess.
All right. So this is what we know so far.
Latex.
It can involve food.
Yes.
That it can involve latex, or does involve latex.
Yes.
It does have nothing to do with your vagina or your asshole.
Exactly. Thank God. It.
All right. All right. Does it involve your mouth?
In certain ways, but not physical ways.
I think at this point we need a hint. I think at this point you need to give us.
I have a guess, but it might be totally off.
Yeah, give it.
Wanna
All right,
do
give
it?
us at this part. At this part of the
Come on.
competition.
Oh, yeah.
Give us a hint. Give us a hint.
What kind of hint can I give without giving it away?
Within your fetish, you can get out a lot of aggression.
Oh, yes. There you go. I can get a lot of.
All right. So are you into pain?
I am. Oh, that gives it away.
Did I guess it?
Mm,
Are you into? You're
maybe.
into getting. You get.
No,
into
no,
get-
no, not getting.
You want to be beaten with a wet noodle.
No, I like to eat noodles, but.
I got it.
Go ahead.
You
Go
got
ahead,
it?
Andrew. Do you want to get it? Take a guess.
By vowel.
Do you pop balloons?
No. I mean, I could, but I haven't
there
yet.
are people because there are a lot of people that are into like the popping balloon.
Yeah,
fetish,
no,
and
this
they
is not a
sit on the
popping balloon.
balloons.
What would that have to do with food?
Oh, God.
What, are you listening to her?
Do you
No,
what
but
does
there are
popping
some
balloons have
people.
to do with food?
Okay, you want a hint?
Like a birthday party.
That has nothing to do with any. Shauna, ask another question. Shauna, please. Before we end the show,
Do
you
I
got,
have
It-
to ask a yes or no question?
Well,
ask
okay,
anything
wait.
you want.
Well, okay, go
well,
ahead.
Wait.
A little
let's-
hint.
Wait, okay, one hint,
little-
and then
a little
Shauna will
hint,
ask.
okay.
All right.
It can involve pain, not necessarily to me. It can involve pleasure, not necessarily to me. And it can involve any type of fantasy or roleplay.
That could be anything.
Oh my God,
It could be fucking movement.
That's everything
For
on my
all
list.
I
That's
know.
literally.
Obvious.
Are you into vomiting?
No, ew. No, that's bodily fluid. I said no.
Although some women do that.
Yes, but I don't. Well, think about
Shauna,
his
answer a
role
question.
playing.
Shauna,
Role
please.
Is it like a popular thing? Do a lot of people do this, or is this like bizarre?
Off the books and like underground, I guess.
Oh,
yeah.
so it's involved in that scene.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do this now. We've
And
all
think about
guessed.
it,
You're giving
latex,
we're-
leather.
We're stuck here. We're stuck. So
Do you want
let's
me
do
to
this,
give in?
guys. No, just
Okay.
let's. We're all gonna get one shot at guessing it.
Okay.
The three of us.
Okay.
Whoever gets closest to it is the winner. All right. I'm
Okay.
gonna go first.
Okay.
Whoever gets closest to what your fetish is,
Mm-hmm.
and I gotta be honest, this is not much of a fetish to me because there's no butt play. There's no butt play. I can't see the inside of your vagina, and it doesn't involve
Well,
your
you
mouth.
can
So all
see
your
my-
holes have now been plugged.
You can see my hoo-ha. It's just not getting plugged.
Does
You can
it?
see it.
Does
the
it
middle-
involve? All right, this is my guess.
Okay.
And then you guys guess. Does it involve taking?
Well, now if you're saying
does it involve taking a pie and smashing your face with it?
it can.
All right, that's my guess. So am I
Okay.
right?
Not really.
Smeared with food. You like to be smeared with food and have a guy lick it off you.
That can happen.
So that's my guess. So let's see who's
Okay.
closer. Go ahead.
Are you into humiliation?
I'm into. Yeah.
Is
Yes.
that it?
No, the questions are over. Guess
Oh,
it.
is it like
Is it me
like a
being
whole
humiliated or me
like the role
humiliating
play
someone?
itself? The role play itself, is it like humiliation?
Well, is it me being?
You gotta
No,
be more
it's them being
specific. No,
humiliated.
Andrew, you gotta be more specific.
yeah. Is
I
it me
said
being humiliated or is it them being humiliated?
It's them.
Yes.
Ask your,
Okay.
Guess it. What
That-
is it?
Okay, so
Guess it.
you're into humiliating men.
Yes.
So is that it?
Well, I mean that's not the actual title,
Oh.
but
So
I don't know what
wait,
the
did Andrew just get it
professional-
right?
sort of.
Are you
All right,
into?
guess.
Is it femdom?
No, let
Is that the
Shauna,
title?
Let Shauna guess.
I'm so confused.
And then
Okay.
I will. And then I will.
All right,
You
then
guys
can tell us. All
are
right.
very
let's
close.
Let's see who's closest. All
You're
right,
very
go ahead,
close.
Shauna,
You
guess.
dress people up as clowns. Is that what you do?
If they paid enough, I could.
All right, that was a good guess, Shauna. So
Is
what?
it
So
femdom?
No, we're done. No. We won't
not
have a
femdom.
shot. There's no more questions. Go ahead.
My boobs
What
and
is
my
your
bulge
what is
coming
your
out.
what is your fetish? I think we're stuck.
I-
I think we're stumped.
The humiliating was very close.
Okay.
I am a dominatrix on the side, very secretively. Not anymore. I love humiliating men. I love that they love to be demeaned. I make them cry.
So if I wanted you to strap on a dildo,
There is no insertion of any sort, but I will pee on your face if you want me to.
you will pee. So you will. So when I wait a second, then you disqualify. When I said does it involve water or fluid of any kind?
Well, I've
you
never
said
done
no.
it. Because I've never done it.
But
I'm
it
really
totally
honestly
could.
No, but I'm not. That's not my forte.
You've
There are
never
other
peed on a
people-
man.
I've never peed on a man.
But if a guy asked for it,
If they paid enough, I'd do it.
so if a man
How
had
much?
to pay
How
for
much?
that,
How much can someone pay for that?
I mean,
I have $40 on me now.
no,
Can you pee on Chaunce?
absolutely. You can leave.
Can you pee on him now?
you will
Nope.
not pee on a man for $40.
No.
I would pee on Andrew for $3.
You
I
do
would
it for
literally
free.
for $3.
Well, you
take
two
my wiener out and
have
pee
had
on
a relationship
Andrew.
a lot longer than I've had a relationship with
For
either one of you.
$3, I would pull my wiener out and pee on Andrew right now.
For $3, you might get to see my bra. I'm expensive
Why are you so much money?
because I'm hot.
But come on, please. We're poor. Like, we
Are
don't
you
have-
kidding me?
What do we
Look
look
at
like
this
here?
month,
What do we
please,
look
crap.
like?
You look like men who have money, and I can make you spend.
That's the problem with Doms. Can I just say? Let me end the show with this. And this is what pisses me off about that. This is why I hate Doms so much.
Do you want a smothering story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're into
One of my
smothering.
first, I just started doing this, and I have to say, with my other job, it's a good pressure relief for me.
Yes.
I had a client come in who I never met him before. It turns out he was about
A client.
We call them clients. They're not patients, so they're clients. I
Okay.
guess. Or customers.
Okay.
They're paying customers. He was probably about 60 years old or so. Some kind of boring ass accountant job. Blah blah blah. I ended up his scene, which was the weirdest thing for me because this guy, his teeth bother me. I am a tooth fanatic. Bad teeth, whatever, but you have to put that aside. You're getting paid.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Yes.
I had to smother his face with my ass for an hour and tell him to cry out for his mother.
So you take your butthole and shove it in his
No,
face.
I keep my underwear on. There is no insertion of any sort because then that becomes prostitution.
Yes.
so
Chauncey.
you leave your underwear on and panties, I assume,
Yes.
and you
bounce up and down on their face and choke
on
them.
their face.
Yep.
And what is he
Little
totally?
nipple play.
Is he totally naked?
He can be if he wants to, but if he's gonna come, he has to wear a condom. I
Even
ain't cleaning that mess up.
even though there's no insertion, he still has to wear a condom.
Yeah, I'm not cleaning.
I
that
want my
up.
money back.
I am not cleaning that up.
You
It's
will,
not like it's
you
in
will
his
clean that
place.
up. You will. You
get
will.
out of here
Oh,
because
you
I'm the
will.
one
I
in
will.
charge.
You will get out of here.
Chauncey,
You will clean that up.
I am the one in charge.
You will have the
So if
proper
anything, if
cleanup
you come,
facility.
you
You will
clean
have
it
the
up.
bleach and the
No,
tissues.
I'm the
Then I will.
dominatrix.
Then I will go next. I'll go next door. I will
Then
go
you
next door.
need-
I'm sorry,
No, no,
madam.
I'm
I
sorry.
will take my business
No,
elsewhere.
I will take my little kinky ass next door.
Then
to
you
the-
can go and
that-
you can be a dominatrix and get a submissive.
I will do that. No,
Then you
I
get a
will. No, I will
submissive.
have
You
the
wouldn't
girl
like a
next. I will
dominatrix.
have the next door. What do you call it?
Then you have to pay
Prostitute.
extra. They're not. Okay.
I will refuse to wear a condom if I am not having sex with you, and you will smother me with your butthole, and I will not wear a condom, and you will clean up with a tissue.
And then I will punch you in the face.
Well, then I'll pay extra
And
for that.
probably
I will pay you for that as well, but I will only pay you a certain amount for that.
And then I'll get the bulldog back and put you in the
Yeah.
shower, and there will be some attacking.
You
of
are the
6
most
feet jumps.
difficult. You are the most difficult kinky person I've ever met in my entire life.
I know I am. That's why I'm a dominatrix.
No wonder why. How is your business?
My business is actually pretty fucking good.
Do you clear over 100,000 a year?
Well, no, that's a
There
side
you go.
job.
Then it's not doing
because
very well.
That's a side job. I have my own
no,
job.
you never will, and you never
Whoa.
will, and you never will clear $100,000
But
a
I
year.
don't ever want
No,
to.
you're not very good at it.
Listen,
All right.
get out of here,
When you
Chauncey.
start investing in
No.
tissues, when you start investing in tissues and Scott towels, your business will do better.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You're
A
positive
man does
about
not want to
this.
pay to have a butt shoved in his face and have to clean up his own mess.
It's not cleaning up your own.
Some
mess,
of
it's
them
kept in
do.
The fucking condom.
I don't want to wear a condom. I don't want to wear a condom when I'm having intercourse, let alone
But
when
they
I'm...
want to be told what to do. That's the whole
But they
point.
want to be told what to do. That's the whole point. I'm not submissive. I'm dominatrix. I'm telling you, lay your fucking ass down.
Stop yelling at me.
I'm sitting on you. This is my job.
Are you going to charge me for this, by the way?
No.
Oh, all right, just making sure. Because
Our
if you do
clothes are
charge me
still
for this,
on.
you have to give the bill to Andrew. The GFQ
that's
Network.
fine.
GFQ
I'll play
Network.
with his hair, too.
We'll be back
can touch
next
the hair.
week. I want to thank Shauna, my producer, of course, Andrew Zarian, and Dee, our mystery guest, who had a mystery fetish. We still don't even know what it
Chauncey
is.
doesn't approve
We
of.
still don't even know what it is, but that. And
He
we'll,
doesn't get to fuck him.
next Wednesday we'll have another mystery fetish. We'll have more games, more fun here at the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club in New York City. Be back next week. Good night.